Hi everyone, this is Deanna with your oil a day, and today we are talking about doTERRA Balance, which is the grounding blend. And this is actually one of my favorites, and I use it every single day. In fact, not only do I use it every single day, but I put it on my little 2.5-year-old son, and we kind of do it together. So every morning when we get dressed, we put Balance on, and then at nighttime when we're getting ready for bed, we put Balance on again. And I like this oil because it smells really, really great. It's got a lot of tree oils, it has frankincense, and so it just has a really earthy smell, which is perfect because it's grounding. And so if you're thinking, what does that actually mean? Well, a lot of us have difficulty kind of focusing on the present moment that we're in, and we're kind of just running around, maybe literally, but definitely in our brains. We're just running through all these different things we need to do. And you often see people like us that have this difficulty in the middle of a conversation, and they're looking down at their phone, they're texting someone, and they're trying to have a conversation. They're multitasking, but they're not really getting anything done because they just have so much going on in their mind. And we want you to just be able to kind of take a breath and focus on what's right in front of you, the person that's in front of you, the thing that you need to do right now. And that this is really helpful with that. So if you have difficulty focusing, or got a lot of brain chatter, this can really help to just keep you focused in on one thing. The other thing that this helps with is, if you think about trees, they're rooted in the ground, right? And so if some folks have difficulty kind of being rooted and sticking with something, and being thinking of long-term relationships, long-term business goals, just anything, an exercise routine they've committed to, just perseverance and sticking with something. These folks like to just kind of fly by the seat of their pants, not make any commitments, so that they can sort of just change their mind and go with the flow. And this is just going to help you to be more rooted and grounded and trustworthy and consistent in your life, and have lots of connections, which is great. So if you notice, this oil, when you put it on, it's kind of blue. And that's because we have blue tansy. Blue tansy is a really awesome plant because not only can it help to support the liver and the lymphatic system, but it really helps you to deal with things like anger and self-control. And that's what makes this blue. So there's nothing artificial in here that makes this blue. I had someone that was very concerned about that one day because she said she was allergic to blue dyes, but this is doTERRA, okay? So we don't fool around. We use just pure plant materials in all of our blends, and of course our single oils are just single oils. This particular blend is one of the very few things that we have that, in addition to essential oils, also contains fractionated coconut oil, and that is in here just because it helps the oils to blend better that are in this particular blend. So if you need to know that this contains coconut products, I just wanted to make sure you know that right up front. So this blend has another oil called Ho Wood, which is also a tree oil, and it's really, really good for the skin. And I have found, especially since I've had a child, I've had a lot of times when this has come in really handy for skin issues. So just diaper irritation, just kind of dry patchy areas on the skin. I've even used it for female itching areas, for myself personally. And you don't have to worry about diluting it with a carrier oil because it already has the fractionated coconut oil. I also use this in my body wash. So I make my own body wash. At least I have been until doTERRA came out with a full-time body wash. But I still like the one I make, and I still use that one on my 2.5-year-old. And it's basically just unscented Castle soap that is very, very, very heavily diluted. And I have a pump that's probably about this big. I would say it's probably like 20 ounces. And I fill it up with filtered water, and then I add 20 drops of Balance. And it's so nice on the skin, and it's great for calming the mood. So Ho Wood, in addition to being great for the skin, is really good to help you, it kind of promotes gentleness and peace. And those are just some good qualities to have. So if you're dealing with a lot of stress in your life, this can just really kind of help you just stay peaceful and calm and connected to the things that are good in your life. One of the really great things about this is that it contains frankincense, and we know frankincense is a super powerful oil. It's very great for the brain, and two of the glands in the brain that it specifically is good to support are the the pituitary and the pineal glands. And the pituitary has a lot to do with hormone production. Pineal has a lot to do with sleep and things like that. And so if you want to get better sleep and you want to have hormone balance, a lot of times this oil can help support those healthy processes in your body. So you can use this in your diffuser at night to help you sleep. I find this oil is pretty long lasting. All these oils are really heavier oils, and so I find that just putting it on morning and night really lasts me through the day. Another thing that I use this for, besides skin and besides daily use just for mood support, is like at the beginning of my cycle, a lot of times I'll have some neck and head tension that can, if I don't take care of it, it can lead to a pretty bad headache on day one of my cycle. And I know a lot of people have that. And I recently discovered that combining Balance and coconut oil and another blend called Whisper and just massaging it into my shoulders and neck throughout that first day of the cycle, or even like the day before, is really, really helpful for kind of like catching that before it gets out of hand and it blows up into like an all-day terrible headache. So that's just another way that I like to use it. Another oil that this has in it that you may not realize is there's German chamomile. So we sell Roman chamomile as a single oil, but this has German chamomile in it, which is the only way you can get that oil. And that's really soothing to muscles and joints too. So you may not realize that this can really help with how you feel in your muscular skeletal system as well as your emotions. And so there's just so many reasons why you want to use this every single day. And I really do recommend that every person, every human, use this morning and night as just part of your wellness routine. Okay, so we're talking about how this has helped muscles, bones, skin, nervous system, emotional, the brain. What is this not good for? Okay. After you shave your legs, you can put some of this on to soothe the skin. It's great for guys to use as an aftershave. They're using all these aftershaves that have all these harsh chemicals that are bad for their hormones, plus their fragrance is bad for their hormones, and plus, you know, whoever else they're coming up in contact with, if they're hugging your husband or whatever is hugging you or hugging your kids and he's getting that aftershave on them, it's really just not good and not healthy. And so this is another option that you can use. You can mix it in some of our doTERRA's unscented lotion, and it makes a really great, it just helps the skin, as we know. And if you add it to something, then you can sort of spread it out further throughout a larger area. This oil is used in our Aroma Touch technique as well. It's one of the first, it's actually the first step in the Aroma Touch technique to help you relax. And if you've never had an Aroma Touch technique, get one today. Contact somebody in your team that's certified and ask them to do it for you, because there's nothing better for your health than to get that. And I have it once a week. It's part of my regular weekly wellness routine, and I don't miss it because it's just super important. If you have any questions or comments or any other ways that you like to use Balance, the grounding blend, please share that below. And if you're watching the replay, you can still comment or ask questions, and I can come back in and check on those answers and make sure you're getting the responses you're looking for. Please share the video. This could really help someone that is searching for information, and so we'd love to have you share this. And we'll be back here tomorrow. Let me see what is on the schedule for tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Looks like we're going to be talking about birch. And birch is an oil that you cannot purchase from doTERRA, but that you can get at convention. But it's something that's important to learn about and understand how it works. And so we're going to talk about that tomorrow. So I look forward to seeing you 1 o'clock Eastern Time, facebook.com/oil shares. Thanks.